Hi everybody, it's the Professor, and yes, it's the one and only Blue Pill Professor, coming at you from the internet and talking to you about the things we really care about, namely, the nature of women, and what we are all going to do about it now that we have awoken from our long slumber.
Been dazed and confused for so long, it's not true. Wanted a woman, never bargained for you. Lots of people talking, few of them know. Soul of a woman was created below.
This week we will stick with Hindu and the sacred Mahabharata book as we continue to pursue the question, was a woman's soul created below? And some of you guys, I have to say, trigger warning ahead. This is certainly known to thee, O Narada. Women, even when possessed of husbands having fame and wealth, of handsome features and completely obedient to them, are prepared to disregard them if they get the opportunity. Women never regard so highly even articles of enjoyment and abundance, or ornaments or other possessions of an agreeable kind, as they do the companionship of persons of the opposite sex. The destroyer, the deity of wind, death, the nether legions, the equine mouth that roves through the ocean, vomiting ceaseless flames of fire, the sharpness of the razor, virulent poison, the snake and hellfire, all these exist in a state of union in women. And once again, there you have it, out of the mouth of Holy Scripture and into the brain of Robert Plant and Led Zeppelin. So last week we talked about displays of value, and we're going to continue that discussion this week. A display of value is something that either raises or lowers your attraction. A display of low value lowers your attraction. A display of high value raises your attraction. So over time, the trickle of high value behaviors and displays is what we are attempting to achieve. And at the same time, turning off, to the extent possible, the displays of low value that lower your attraction level. I want to start with a few examples of displays of low value so we can get that out of the way and get to the good stuff. Basically, you show a DLV, a display of low value, whenever you show that you're weak, non-masculine, or not in charge. When you are weak or indecisive or can't make up your mind, this is a DLV. Can any of you see why it always causes a fight when you play where do you want to eat game? Because not being decisive and knowing where you want to eat is a display of low value. So again, we're doing this to build your frame. You want a frame that's full of high value and not very much low value. So when you're irrational, angry, out of control, when you're freaking out, raging, being unreasonable, when you're failing to exert and exercise masculine logic, introspection, and calm, you are in fact displaying low value. And fellas, when you fawn over your wife lovingly, it may be sweet, it may be nice, but guess what? This is a huge display of low value. When you put your wife on a pedestal above you, that means you are putting yourself beneath her. So how could it be otherwise? The most critical display of low value for our purposes is the denial of sex shit test and the appropriate response. Again, with any shit test, if you come across as affected by her denials, then this will be seen by her subconscious and quite possibly her consciousness as a giant display of low value. If you get pissy, angry, sad, emotional, or in fact react in any way to yet another of her sexual denials, this is a display of low value, and it will lower her attraction to you even further. So why is one of the first stages to get your ass to the gym and lift hard? Believe me, guys, Go Lift is the answer to most of the immediate problems that you have. And if you play it right, the Iron Temple is always there for you. The benefits are amazing. And when you have a situation where you're denied, you have a place to go. And if the gym is closed, leave anyway. One of the most important things, leave if you can't control yourself and your emotional response. If you can, then feel free to stay and be stoic. But otherwise, it's usually best to get out of the house and remove yourself from the situation. Because one of the most important things you can change immediately in your low-sex marriage is to stop reacting to her sexual denials. Stop displaying low value. But what about the other flip side of the value coin? These are displays of high value that increase your attraction. And basically, every single time you handle a problem with calm, masculine charm, every time you make your wife laugh with delight, every time you show your six-pack abdominal muscles, or at least the muscles that you didn't have before you started this journey, Every time you do that with confidence, you are throwing a DHV and displaying high value. Now, I'm not your personal coach. I don't know your situation, except that you're married, or at least in a long-term relationship that is not going all that well. So you need to figure out for yourself what displays of high value you make and figure out how to do more of it. And when you do that, your wife's attraction for you will probably increase inexorably over the next days and weeks. I do think it's especially important that you take the time to figure out what these are, because you need to figure out what is a display of high value for you and your wife. And to really think about this as the captain of the ship, and the relationship is your ship. If your ship is on the rocks, sometimes you need to give it a little kick. So here are some examples of displays of high value that are generalizable to pretty much the whole male population and female population, and will probably work in your marriage. Number one is simple: any masculine behaviors. Any strong testosteronized sequence of behaviors. It doesn't matter what it is, whether you're doing karate forms, lifting weights, playing soccer, baseball, whatever. Any testosteronized sequence of behaviors that gets you sweaty is a display of high value. Anytime you do what the traditional man was supposed to do, kill a spider, shovel the snow, conduct basic repairs, whatever. These are all displays of high value. And I have it summarized too into three equations, or one equation with three terms. Guy stuff equals masculine equal display of high value. And I add to Ethel Kay's writings about this, since it's always useful to sexualize the relationship, especially with humor. Once you're done fixing, ask her if she needs anything else nailed. Tell her, for example, that you finished sanding the knob and you're ready for your knob to get sanded. Hold out the tool you are working on and ask her if she wants to screw, or if she's ready to get drilled, hammered, or nailed. And of course, brandish the buzzing power tool next to her and rev the engine. I wouldn't overdo the double entendres because they are almost endless, but definitely have some fun with it. After masculine behaviors, another DHV, which some women claim is the only DHV that matters, is confident behavior. If you're confident, if you can approach a woman calmly and unruffled just about any time, you confidently state your mind, this is a potent display of high value. Even in marriage, when you confidently state your opinion and when you don't back down, this is a display of high value. Number three, when you solve a problem, this is a display of high value. And don't be afraid to brag about your accomplishments. Just don't get upset if she acts like she couldn't care less about your success. This is just the common shit test that they throw, and as usual, the answer is to ignore it. All you need to do is plant a little seed in her mind that you are in fact successful, and she may even bite it at first, reject it, roll her eyes, make jokes, but inside her cold interior is starting to melt a tiny bit with each of your successes. Number 4 and 5 is leadership and take charge anytime you lead your wife. This is a display of high value. Take her by the hand and lead her into a store. Take her by the hand and lead her into the bedroom. And take charge and get done what needs to get done. Just try once for you to decide where to go on vacation. Plan it, get the tickets for the family, get it all organized, and go. And guys, getting it all organized also means including your first officer, your wife, in on the organization process, and including her in on some of the planning details. But try it sometime. You order the tickets, you plan the vacation, you plan every day, and you just might be surprised. Number 6, dominance is almost always a display of high value. If you can order for your wife at the restaurant, handle a problem with the service staff, and get a good outcome, and yes, if you can pick your wife up on your shoulder and carry her to the bedroom and throw her down, or if you can shove her up against the wall and kiss her or pound her into the mattress, these are great displays of dominance and therefore displays of high value. Another universal display of high value is a decisive masculine decision. Somebody who can make the quick decision in a crisis has displayed very high value indeed. Now, in terms of physically displaying high value, again, I refer you to the romance novels because they will tell you exactly what kind of man women really want. The physical features of the alpha male are pretty ubiquitous. I always say, picture a band of gorillas with a single alpha male in charge. The other beta males keep their head down and almost appear to be hiding in the grass. But what is the alpha gorilla doing? First of all, he's standing upright. His head and his eyes move slowly. He doesn't move in a jerking manner. He calmly gazes looking for threats. He fills the room, not only by standing, but by occupying space. And that's basically what human alpha males do, except with the added proviso that we also like to dress well. Ideally, manage to look rough without looking dirty. And what does the alpha male look like? What does he do that makes him so attractive other than his physique? He adds value to social interactions. The alpha male is usually the fun guy. He's the guy in charge. He leads the group, and the group follows him, not because he's a bully, but because he leads well. And you can see the alpha doesn't mean asshole or cocky jerk. While it is true that some women, or perhaps all women, respond sexually to asshole and cocky, jerky behaviors, I would paraphrase something my mama used to say: just because everybody jumps off the roof doesn't mean you have to, and you certainly don't need to be cocky, asshole, jerk in order to be alpha. I just am suggesting it does help. And I'm not saying you should be a raging asshole. This is binary thinking. Think of it rather as a numerical scale, say 1 to 10. So you're a 1 on the asshole scale, and your wife doesn't have sex with you. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad to turn it up to 4 or 5 on the asshole scale. Just be a bit more cocky, a bit more in charge, a bit more arrogant, a bit more uncaring, a bit less emotional, a bit more confident, and in most cases, a bit more of an uncaring asshole. Just a bit. I'm not saying be schizophrenic, but just move a bit in that direction and see what happens. Try to move a little bit in the direction of being the guy who takes what he wants and takes no prisoners. You know the guy. He just laughs at his girlfriend's antics. He makes fun of her. He treats her like a teenager. Try being a bit more like him. Be a tiny bit ruder, a bit more obnoxious, a bit louder, maybe a bit more assertive, and see where that gets you. And don't really become an uncaring douche. Just move, as I'm saying for the 4th time or so, a tiny bit in that direction. Maybe a single comment every day. Maybe you stand your ground this time. And while you're doing that, why don't you make it a practice to remind your wife about once every day how lucky she is that you are her man. Give her the reasons. Remind her of the displays of high value, and then move on. Continuing to move your behaviors in the right direction. Now, once your display of high value is to stop being the nice guy. And we're running out of time. I could spend, and I think I will spend, an entire 14 minutes or so on No More Mr. Nice Guy. Guys, definitely get that book and read it. Most of you need it bad. You need to identify your covert contracts and stop being such a nice guy. Number 11, develop your interests and opinions. That is to say, you are busy. You have your own life. You have your own ideas, your own opinions. Start building on them. And at the same time, begin putting your needs and your personal desires first. And again, these are just examples. Use your own intelligence, use your own research, use your own experiences to decide what is a display of high value for you. And don't get butthurt if you think it's a display of high value, but your wife disagrees. Just carry on towards the light. And that music means my time is up. So as always, I leave you with the words and wisdom of Mr. Robert Plant and Led Zeppelin.
But now's the time to look and look again at what you see. Is that the way it ought to stay?